Well, since I'm having such a good time, I've decided to dedicate the next video to the Pay the Refs crowd as well, who are now very outraged. These are the ones who say respect the referee, respect football, respect their families. But what's this about criticizing the referees' performances? Come on, please. They have families. They have families. They have their own lives and all that. And they're human and make mistakes just like we do. All that string of cliches and things when things are going well for them. In Spain, where they paid off the head of the referees or the deputy head of the referees, well, that's what they say. Because that's how they are. They're two-faced. We've had them figured out for decades, and now you can see their complicated side. Even a guy who, hey, is kind of a newcomer there, who they've sold us as a gentleman, a real sir, the German flick, who was also one of the ones insisting the most on that thing about, but should we really be getting on the referee's case? Well, he went out and started criticizing in the mixed zone in the quick post-match interview, and then later in the press conference too, right? By the way, I already watched the whole play, the one with Musso and Pubill, and I have my opinion. And well, I'll reveal it now. Because there are people saying yes, that it's a penalty, and others saying no. There's definitely no unanimity on that play. Hey, and if it was a penalty, well, like I said in the previous video, screw them, man. But honestly, things get put right here. There are some amazing stats. Look, before we listen to Flick, there are some incredible stats. By the way, updated stats, okay? Updated stats in Europe, Barça plus 12 and Real Madrid plus 11. As for red card balance, in Spain, Barça plus 69, Real Madrid plus 1. And the context, as Mr. Relato says here, is that Barça paid, for 18 years that we know of, the second in command of the referees in competitions here in Spain, right? And I'll go further, actually, because this can't be a coincidence. It's impossible for this to be a coincidence. In the last 10 seasons, the difference in expulsions, in which Barça hasn't won a Champions League, difference, well, because they stopped wearing UNICEF on their shirt. How coincidental that this also happens here in Europe, right? When they wore UNICEF, which was the company of the head of referees from Senna Sursic, well, they won them in bunches, right? In just a few years, most of their Champions League titles, and when they stop doing it, flap. The Champions League slip away, and now they don't even make it, not even reaching the finals, right? Well, like I said, in the last 10 seasons, the difference in red cards for and against Barcelona in the league and cup, plus 56 last 10 seasons, 95 to their rivals and 37 to Barcelona. In the Champions League, -5, 8 to their rivals and 13 to Barcelona. Naturally, they play fewer matches in the Champions League, but look, from plus 56 to -5, honestly, I mean, no matter how you look at all this, it's impossible for it to be a coincidence. And we always say the same thing. The media doesn't pick up on this. In the end, it's just this guy who throws out stats. We're here on this platform making as much noise as possible, given the context that there are documented payments to a referee chief from this club, etc. In the media, nobody is surprised by this. It's unbelievable. Now, there's a bit of talk about refereeing differentials, just a bit. Years ago, they thought we were crazy, right? Anyway, like I said, let's listen to Flick because it's worth it.
What do you think about that red card? I don't know. It could be or it might not be. I'm not sure if he touches him enough because the ball was behind.
Not long ago, there was a penalty on Cancelo for the same thing. A guy comes in from behind and knocks him down. That's always a foul. And if you're the last man, it should be a red card. How can you even argue about something so obvious? No matter how unlucky it is, I said it in the previous video, the thing with Cubarsi and Giuliano, he gets very close to the player who already has him beat for position. Hey, you hit him on the back of the leg, he trips because you hit him. That incident with Cancelo in La Liga really did seem like a penalty to me. I told you because these are unlucky situations, but hey, they happen, man. I mean, now that these people come out and say no, well, of course, obviously you can't go to the extreme and just say no, right? He hides behind saying, well, look, I don't know anymore, this and that, with some wishy-washy words, right?
I think there are many situations where, or the situation where their goalkeeper touches the ball with his hand already.
He switched to Musso and Pubill, of course, since he didn't know what to say here.
The situations where their goalkeeper touches the ball with his hand and the referee doesn't call anything, for me it's very clear. I don't know why VAR didn't intervene. He's a German referee.
And what does it matter that he's German, like I take in? Do you want him to be German, like I take in? No? But what is this? Besides, I always thought this Kovac guy was Romanian. Maybe he's a naturalized German. I don't know. But anyway, that's what Flick says.
Unbelievable.
Wait. There's already footage here. Let's make it really small. Let's keep listening to Flick. I'll make it really small. And I have to put the logo here, guys, because otherwise I'll get in trouble. He starts discussing the play here. And as he speaks, they show the action. I'll now show the action in more detail and share Mateo Aleman's words. Of course, he works for Atletico de Madrid. What else would he say? If he had worked for Barça, he would have said the opposite, for sure, because that's how these people are. But anyway.
No, this is the situation, okay? We all make mistakes.
Yeah, we all make mistakes. It's normal. It's normal to make mistakes. But in these kinds of situations, what's the point of having VAR? That's what I can't understand, because it should be a penalty and a second yellow, which means a red card. We believe in ourselves, since in the second half, even with one player down, we performed very well. And they also have quality up front. It's been tough to defend against them, but we've had our chances.
And this is what Mateo Aleman, now at Atletico de Madrid, general manager of Atletico de Madrid, says about that play.
I haven't thought anything at all. It's the referee who...
I'll make this smaller. I don't want the same thing again. I don't want any trouble. Just a moment now. Well, the crazy guy continues. Come on.
I mean, he blows the whistle when the ball has to be put into play. And obviously the ball wasn't in play because we hadn't started the play. We hadn't taken the goal kick. I get that's how it is, but honestly, I don't know what the protest is for. I haven't thought about it at all. It's the referee who, well...
If he'd been with Barça, I mean, if he had been working at Barça like he was, you know what he would say, right? So in the end, people are very fake. But anyway, I think here, and watch out, okay? Watch out. And now we're going to see the play again. But look at what Perez Burul says here, who was, by the way, a referee during Iturralde Gonzalez's time. Iturralde on Carousel. He made a fuss about this, saying it's a disgrace. How could this happen to them? Blaming VAR and all that, blah, blah, blah. What Perez Burul says is, it's not a penalty. Kovac interpreted that the ball was not in play. And guys, that's what I see. That's what I see here in the play. Just a moment, because I can't. I mean the pass, but let's see. Now, just the way he gives it to him. Just the way he gives it to him. Musso de Pubill, look, just a moment. I'm going to turn off the sound. Damn, it's a lot of things, man. I don't have an audio or video technician here. Just the way he gives it to him, what I understand, or what Pubill is asking his goalkeeper here, is to give it to him in the corner, because it's true that goal kicks, even though they don't have to be, are usually taken from the corner. He's asking, I'll take it, give it to you, and we waste some time, right? Because they were winning 1-0, that's right, still minus 53, but they wanted to do it that way. And what Pubill does is, what Musso does is give it to his teammate with his foot. It's true that to avoid it, he could have given it to him with his hand, because in that case, there's no possibility of a goal kick. Since a goal kick, is never with the hand, it always has to be with the foot. I mean, just to clear up any doubts, right? However, he gives it to him with his foot. Well, what the referee interprets is that the ball wasn't in play yet. Anyway, screw them. I mean, to hell with them. After all the times these people, all the times clubs facing them have been harmed, including Atletico de Madrid, just the other day, and so many, many times, right? Well, man, look, this time it happened to them, so that's it. We're very happy about it. All right, we'll get to the Madrid video later, like I said yesterday, but we have to revel in what happened last night. Nobody expected it, man. I mean, if you expected it, tell me. I didn't expect this at all. With Atleti this year, a team, I see them as super determined, even with the little screw-ups they've had, you know? Because during the season, they lost the league in the first few games. We gave them a lifeline when we went to the Metropolitano, remember, in September. But then they threw it away again. They keep throwing it away. But they're really determined in the Cup. They're in the Cup final. And in the Champions League, I think they really believe. With tunnel vision. And it's a team. Atleti is a dangerous team because, I mean, there's Julian, the amazing goal this guy scored. Damn, I mean, I think they've improved a lot this year, right? This Hancock guy who, by the way, got injured and had to leave the game. Let's see how long he'll be out. Pubill, a good center back too. I don't know. And I see a lot of players really switched on right now. And that's even with the players they had out, you know? Barrios being out is huge for Atleti since he moves the ball forward so well. But watch out for Atleti. Watch out for Atleti. Now, if there's a team that could mess it up at home in these circumstances, it's definitely them. And watch out, because if we manage to come back in Germany, then we'll talk about Madrid. If we manage to come back in Germany and things go the way they're supposed to, with Atleti getting past Arsenal in the semifinals and there being more, by the way, Paris Saint-Germain beat Liverpool 2-0. I think that even though they still have to play at Anfield, I think that's more or less decided. Paris Saint-Germain is a better team than Liverpool. Watch out for Madrid. They could repeat at the Allianz Arena what they've done for years, not just avoiding defeat with 3 counterattacks, but possibly winning. And that's what I said on Twitter. All or nothing. Either the Allianz Arena in 2014 or the Etihad 2023, right? Either we pull off something amazing or we end up getting crushed. We'll see. All of Europe is going to freak out, especially Atleti, right? They say, but Madrid could be on the horizon again. Careful, huh? Watch out for that. All right. See you in the next one. Thanks for being there. Bye.